There is a certain kind of wealth the world recognizes instantly. The roaring engines. The penthouses above the clouds. The marble halls designed to impress anyone who walks through the door. But the most powerful people in the world rarely live that way. Real power does not scream for attention. It erases itself. Hidden between cliffs, forests, and untouched landscapes exists a new breed of architecture, homes designed not to dominate nature, but to disappear inside it. Welcome to the Invisible Mansion. A house so perfectly integrated with its surroundings that from a distance, it almost vanishes. No towering facade announcing its presence. No aggressive structure interrupting the horizon. Only reflections. Glass. Light. Sky. The architecture mirrors the environment so precisely that the building becomes part of the landscape itself. To an observer passing by, it might look like nothing is there at all. Yet behind those mirrored surfaces lies one of the most sophisticated luxury residences ever imagined. A home designed for people who understand something most never will. The ultimate status symbol is not visibility. It is privacy. This mansion does not compete with the view. It becomes the view. From the outside, the structure appears almost unreal. Long horizontal planes wrapped entirely in reflective glass panels. The surrounding forest, mountains, or coastline bounce across the facade like living artwork. Morning light paints the building gold. At sunset, the house dissolves into crimson skies. By night, it becomes a silent silhouette against the stars. The architecture behaves like a living mirror, constantly transforming with the environment. And that illusion is deliberate. Because the philosophy behind this mansion is simple. Power doesn't need to be seen. It needs to be protected. Inside the world of billionaires, visibility can be a weakness. The bigger the house, the louder the message. And loud messages attract attention. Attention from media, curiosity seekers, opportunists. The Invisible Mansion rejects that entire concept. It hides in plain sight. At first glance, it may appear minimal, almost restrained. But beneath the quiet exterior lies an engineering masterpiece designed with surgical precision. Every surface serves a purpose. The glass used across the facade is not ordinary architectural glazing. Each panel is multi-layered, climate-adaptive, and engineered to control heat, glare, and transparency. During the day, the exterior acts as a mirror, reflecting the surrounding landscape and concealing everything inside. At night, the glass becomes transparent, opening the home toward the natural world outside. 2 identities. 1 structure. This duality defines the entire project. From above, the mansion stretches across the terrain like a thin line drawn across nature. Low profile. Horizontally expansive. Architects often call this philosophy landscape-first design. The house does not rise above the land. It flows with it. Instead of building upward like a monument, the structure stretches outward like a shadow. From certain angles, the building becomes almost impossible to distinguish from the horizon line. A passing helicopter might only see flashes of reflected sky. This effect requires extraordinary precision. Every angle of the facade must match the geometry of the surrounding environment. Even a slight deviation could break the illusion. Architects spend months studying sunlight patterns, wind directions, and seasonal vegetation colors before the first panel is installed. Because invisibility is not an accident. It is engineered. The location of a project like this is never random. The Invisible Mansion belongs in places where nature already feels powerful. A cliffside overlooking endless ocean. A dense alpine forest where fog rolls across the valley at sunrise. Or a remote desert plateau where the horizon stretches for hundreds of miles. Places where silence already dominates the atmosphere. And architecture must respect that silence. Approaching the property is an experience designed to slow the world down. The road leading to the mansion does not reveal the house immediately. Instead, it winds through landscape carefully preserved to feel untouched. Native trees, natural rock formations, wild grasses moving with the wind. For several minutes, it feels like there is no house at all. Then something unusual begins to happen. A reflection appears. At first, it looks like water in the distance. Then the reflection shifts slightly, revealing sharp architectural lines hiding within the scenery. The mansion slowly materializes out of the environment, not rising above it, emerging from it. The driveway remains intentionally minimal, smooth concrete disappearing beneath floating roof planes. No grand gates, no statues, no security towers announcing ownership. Because the most effective security strategy is often the simplest. If no one knows the house is there, no one comes looking. The entrance itself is almost invisible. A seamless glass wall slides open without handles, revealing a quiet passage carved directly into the structure. Crossing that threshold feels less like entering a house, and more like stepping inside a hidden world. The temperature changes. The sound of wind disappears, and the outside landscape suddenly becomes framed like living artwork through enormous glass walls. This is where the illusion begins to reveal its true purpose. Because the invisible mansion was never meant to hide the view. It was designed to protect it. From inside the house, the surrounding environment becomes a 360-degree cinematic experience. Mountains become walls. Forests become moving textures. The ocean becomes a permanent horizon line stretching endlessly across the living space. Architecture fades into the background. Nature takes the stage. But the deeper you move into the mansion, the more extraordinary the design becomes. Because beneath the calm minimalism of the upper level lies something few visitors ever expect. The true scale of the invisible mansion is not what you see above ground. It is what exists beneath it. And that hidden world changes everything. From the outside, the invisible mansion feels almost modest. A thin horizontal structure quietly blending into the terrain. Minimal, controlled, restrained. But that perception is part of the design. Because the true scale of the residence reveals itself only after you step deeper inside. The first level appears calm and open, a series of glass-wrapped living spaces floating above the landscape. The living room stretches across the horizon like a transparent pavilion, where furniture sits low and unobtrusive, allowing the view to dominate the space. No visual clutter. No heavy ornamentation. Just silence, light, and the slow movement of nature outside. But then something subtle happens. A corridor extends toward what appears to be a mirrored wall. As you approach, the reflection shifts slightly, and the glass panel glides open without a sound. Behind it lies a descending staircase carved from solid stone. This is where the invisible mansion reveals its real identity. Because the house you see above ground is only the surface. Nearly 70% of the structure exists beneath the landscape itself. An underground world engineered with the precision of a private fortress. Descending the staircase feels like entering a hidden dimension beneath nature. The lighting softens, the air becomes cooler, and the sound of the outside world fades away entirely. But the space does not feel like a basement. Far from it. The underground level expands into vast open chambers illuminated by massive sunken courtyards carved directly into the earth. Architects call these light wells, enormous vertical openings that allow natural sunlight to pour deep into the structure below ground. From inside the lower level, trees grow upward through these courtyards, their branches reaching toward the sky above. Nature still exists here, just framed differently. The underground living spaces wrap around these courtyards like a hidden village. A private gallery hallway stretches across polished concrete floors, displaying rare art pieces and sculptures under museum-level lighting. Beyond it, an entertainment lounge emerges, a dark, cinematic room with floor-to-ceiling digital panels that can transform the walls into anything imaginable. A skyline at midnight, a calm ocean horizon, or a glowing digital art installation created by world-renowned designers. But even that space is only the beginning. Because deeper inside the invisible mansion lies one of its most extraordinary rooms. The subterranean wellness sanctuary. A space that feels closer to a luxury resort carved inside the earth. The indoor pool stretches through a long stone chamber illuminated by narrow skylights above. Sunlight slices through the water like beams cutting through crystal. The pool appears to disappear beneath a floating glass wall, where water flows outward into an exterior infinity basin hidden within the landscape. From the outside, it looks like a quiet, reflective pond. From inside, it becomes a private aquatic corridor connecting the underground world with the open air above. Beside the pool lies a thermal spa suite. Steam rooms lined with dark basalt stone. A cold plunge carved from a single block of marble. And a floating sauna chamber where glass panels reveal a hidden courtyard filled with bamboo and natural rock formations. The effect is surreal. You are underground, yet surrounded by nature. Silence dominates the entire level. Soundproofing technology isolates every room so completely that footsteps almost disappear. Even the air circulation system is hidden within the structure's stone layers, allowing fresh air to flow through the building without visible vents or mechanical noise. But the most fascinating element of the invisible mansion lies behind a discreet steel door hidden at the end of a quiet hallway. A space reserved for only the closest inner circle of the owner. The private strategy room. A circular chamber with walls wrapped in ultra-high-resolution display glass capable of projecting live global data, financial markets, satellite imagery, and real-time communications from anywhere on Earth. This room is where billion-dollar decisions happen, where deals are made, where the owner can control entire business empires while remaining completely invisible to the outside world. No offices downtown, no corporate headquarters. Just a hidden command center buried beneath a mansion that few people even know exists. And this is where the deeper philosophy of the invisible mansion becomes clear. Visibility has always been associated with power. Skyscrapers, palaces, mega mansions designed to dominate skylines. But the most powerful people today are beginning to move in the opposite direction. Discretion, security, control. In a world where attention is constant and privacy is almost extinct, invisibility has become the ultimate luxury. The invisible mansion is not about hiding wealth. It is about protecting freedom. Freedom from public exposure. Freedom from surveillance. Freedom from a world that constantly demands visibility. Yet despite its secrecy, the mansion still holds one final architectural experience, a space that defines the entire philosophy of the home. A place where the invisible architecture finally reveals its most breathtaking perspective. And it exists at the very top of the structure, where the boundary between the house and the sky itself disappears. There is one place inside the invisible mansion where the entire philosophy of the project becomes undeniable. A space that sits quietly above everything else. Hidden in plain sight. The rooftop. From the outside, it appears to be nothing more than a continuation of the surrounding terrain. A smooth plain covered with native grasses, stone paths, and subtle landscaping designed to blend perfectly with the natural environment. But step through a nearly invisible glass hatch from the upper living level, and the final layer of the house reveals itself. A private rooftop sanctuary suspended between earth and sky. The architects designed this space to feel less like the top of a building and more like a natural plateau carved into the landscape. The roof itself is a fully integrated living ecosystem. Wild grasses shift with the wind. Low alpine plants spread across the surface. Natural stone walkways weave quietly through the vegetation. From a distance, aerial views show nothing but nature. The house completely disappears. But at the center of this rooftop landscape lies the true focal point of the mansion. A perfectly circular infinity pool carved directly into the structure. Unlike traditional luxury pools surrounded by deck chairs and loud design elements, this one is almost meditative in its simplicity. A dark, reflective surface. Edges so thin they seem to dissolve into the horizon. From the water, the world expands in every direction. Sky above. Mountains or ocean ahead. The glass facade of the mansion reflecting the environment below. It becomes impossible to tell where architecture ends and nature begins. At sunrise, mist drifts slowly across the pool's surface. At sunset, the water turns into liquid gold. By night, the pool becomes a mirror for the stars. No railings interrupt the view. No walls frame the horizon. Just silence and open sky. Nearby, a minimalist fire lounge sits slightly recessed into the landscape. Low stone seating surrounds a narrow line of flame that flickers gently against the wind. It's the kind of place where conversations stretch for hours, or where a single person can sit alone, watching the world move quietly in the distance. Because that is the true purpose of the invisible mansion. Not spectacle, not performance, but perspective. In traditional luxury architecture, the house is designed to impress visitors. Grand entrances, massive chandeliers, rooms meant to announce wealth. But the invisible mansion was designed for a different type of owner. Someone who no longer needs validation. Someone who already understands the difference between attention and influence. Here, architecture becomes a tool for clarity. The absence of noise. The absence of visual excess. The absence of the world's constant demand to be seen. Even the technology hidden throughout the mansion follows this philosophy. Every system inside the home is fully automated. Lighting, climate, security, and glass transparency controlled through a quiet AI network integrated into the structure itself. But the technology never announces its presence. There are no glowing screens mounted across the walls. No intrusive control panels. Everything operates silently in the background. Invisible. Just like the house. Security is equally discreet. Advanced perimeter detection systems are embedded beneath the landscape, capable of identifying movement long before anyone approaches the structure. Drone surveillance operates quietly above the property when needed. And biometric access points ensure that only a select few can move freely through the home. Yet none of it disrupts the experience of the space. Because protection, like power, does not need to be loud. Standing on the rooftop of the invisible mansion, looking across miles of untouched landscape, a strange realization begins to settle in. The house is not trying to compete with the world. It is trying to escape it. This is architecture designed for the final stage of wealth, the moment when accumulation no longer matters, and what people begin to value most is something far more rare. Privacy, silence, time. The invisible mansion does not exist to show the world how rich someone is. It exists to remove the owner from the world entirely. Because true power rarely lives in the spotlight. It lives behind reflection. Behind silence, behind architecture that refuses to be noticed, and in a future where cities become louder, faster, and more crowded than ever before. Homes like this may become the ultimate symbol of success, not because they are bigger, but because they are harder to find. The invisible mansion proves a simple idea. The most powerful architecture in the world may not be the one that dominates the skyline. It may be the one you never see at all.